Hi, this is John, and another video in our series for Vola users. This one, we're going to take a little tour of Vola. And on our last video, we left off after installing the Vola board and going over a little bit of the subscription stuff. So we'll go ahead and just start with the Vola board, and it'll bring up your softwares. Now, if you haven't downloaded any software yet, you want to go ahead and discover the sweet SkiAlp Pro. And if it wasn't downloaded, you'd have a download button here, much as these ones are. But just to give you a little bit of information on that, we'll just go ahead and download the M Sports Pro. It's going to give you a little bit of that kind of thing. And it will download. Once it is downloaded, you will be able to launch it, and that's actually just what we'll do. But it looks like I've already got running. Bad John. Oh, we'll go ahead and close it. So, SkiAlp Pro, we've downloaded it. Some of the other programs you might want to get is the Publish program. However, whatever you do, don't pay for the Publish program. We get to use that for free here in the US. Other programs that you would have to pay for to use is the Live SkiAlp Pro FIS, if you want to be publishing to the FIS Live website. And the Display SkiAlp Pro is a little bit more of a local display, customized display. You can kind of build it up any which way you want, any size screen. Most people aren't paying for that. Most people are just using the Publish program, which again is paid for by USA Skiing. So we'll go ahead and launch our SkiAlp Pro just to take a look at that. This is version 13, which is last year's. Once the software is open, a little bit of advertising for some of their other tools. Let's just go ahead and start from the top here. Home screen, not much there. Local configuration. Folders, that's the working folders that are created when you install the program. If you don't change anything, these are the folders that will be created. Local configuration is a bit of the big one. National regulations. You're allowed here to select a few different things. Normally you'll have the key installed. You'll be using the extended mode with the timing features. If you don't have a key, you might be just using the management features, and timing window can't be open, but you can do a lot of race management type stuff. And then demo, if you don't have a key and you want to play with some stuff, you can run it in the demo version. It's good to set the format to the US letter and your units. Usually we keep the lengths in meters, the speed in kilometers, and temperatures in Celsius, but you can change that if you will like. Timing devices can be configured in these areas. You can configure up to 5 timing devices. Just make sure you only configure one for starts and finishes. Otherwise, it'll get a little bit confusing. Multiple timers are available. You can connect with a COM port. You can connect with USB for some devices, IP for some devices, and even wireless web service for some devices, depending on what they are. Most of them you can see some parameters, and all of them you can see a test screen, which will show you that we do have a timing connected and there's a heartbeat going on. That's good. You always have to hit OK to get out of the screen and save your changes. Anyway, device configuration, starts, finishes, any intermediates, and some sound effects if you're interested in that. You can also save all these settings if you want to in your config file, and you can even load previously saved settings from your config file. Display boards can be set up here. Again, many of them are available, and programming of your display boards happens here. You can program each line. I've got 3 boards programmed for my D line, where the first line is time, second line is bib and rank, and the third line is gap. Again, the options are huge, and you do need to select your COM port for it all to be working happily. Also, you can set your language, and finally your login information. Super important to make sure that this is matching up with race administration if they've done any publishing. If you don't have one of these logins for VOLA, I kind of forget where to ask. I've had one for so long. We'll look at the published program, it might be there. And a few different styles. Anyway, that's our local configuration. Downloads. Yeah, we can download some federal competitor lists. Usually you're going to be looking at the FIS list, Alpine for U.S. Skiing. If you wanted to update that, we'll just go ahead and search, see if we've got the most up-to-date list. I had list 14 loaded. And it looks like 826 is the most current one, because actually we are year 26. So we'll download this list. And then we say OK to use it. So now we've updated our FIS list. And if you're not doing a FIS race, you might want the USSA list. So we'll update that one. Most likely version 8 is going to be the current version for this as well. We'll go ahead and download that. Say OK, and that'll be installed. Once the lists are installed, you can even just have a look at them if we want by double clicking on them. Here's everybody. You can search for people. And you can add them to your race if you had a race open. So that's the downloading of lists. You can also download FIS homologated courses. That's kind of handy for when you're setting up the races, so you can find all of the homologated courses and their vertical information. Start and finish elevations will be loaded. And here's a big list. So we can look for stuff for Telluride. Here it looks like we've got 3 homologated courses on Milk Run. That'll work for just about any place you type in. Here's a bunch for Aspen. You can find your homologated courses there. And those are our downloads. There's also a few other lists. If you click on this All button, you can look at lists for North American Cup, men and women, or South American Cup. Lots of other ones there too. Our next button up here is the event files, and this also matches these up here. Event files: open, duplicate, save, restore, and delete. Usually, mostly what you do is you open things. Before you can open them, you have to restore them, or you can create them. And if you got too many, you can delete them. If you like what you're doing, you can duplicate them. Let's just go ahead and look at opening. Now, I've got quite a few, but if you did want to open up a new one, it's just a clicking or saying OK to a blank line, like this one. And we want to create it, yes. And that brings up a whole lot of options when you're setting up a new race. And even if I cancel through it, it still has created this race. We'll see that here. just created with a few of the defaults and type anything in. That was creating a race. That was kind of a mistake, so I'll just go ahead and delete that one. That's fine. Deleted, yes. And as I mentioned, saving, restoring, those are pretty popular. Restore is usually what you'll do is if you receive a race file from somebody else, you want to open it. What you're doing is you're restoring it. Let's see if we can find something. Here's an age class open. Here's some race files. And you'd find that S profile that maybe somebody else created for you, and you can restore it to the location of your choice. Age class open, non-scored race. Championships, a little bit advanced. I haven't really run too many championships, but you can associate several races into a championship. And then help files. We can find some documentation. It's a little bit old, but it definitely is helpful. And we can also find this link. Interesting. Looks like it's first page, or it was getting you to the first page, but the link is no longer good on this particular one. Report a technical request if you're having some problems. Remote control allows other people into your computer. Check version and update. Well, it allows you to check version and see if you want to update. Also, this is mostly being handled on the Vola board. Hardware protection key. I've got a key installed, and it says it expired on 9/23, and there is no key for either of these softwares installed. And also some links here to get to buy some software or to open your Vola board. Important features. And about the software. Anyway, there's our little tour of the Vola software. Other videos coming up, so click on ones you want to see.